Imagine a world where medicines reach patients without safety checks, no clinical trials, no quality testing, no approval process. Dangerous, right? That is why regulatory affairs exist. Regulatory affairs, also called RA, is the bridge between pharmaceutical companies and health authorities. It ensures that every drug, every vaccine, every biologic, and every medical device is safe, effective, and high quality before it reaches patients. In simple words, regulatory affairs professionals are the people who get medicines approved legally. They work with agencies like in India, CDSCO, in the United States, USFDA, in Europe, EMA. Their job is to understand the laws, the guidelines, and the submission pathways of each country, and then make sure the company follows them correctly. Without regulatory affairs, a company cannot launch a drug, clinical trials cannot begin, manufacturing cannot start, products cannot be exported. RA is involved from the very beginning of drug development until the product is removed from the market. So, this is not just paperwork, this is a life cycle and strategy role. Let us understand where RA fits in the drug development process. First, a drug is discovered in the laboratory, then preclinical studies are conducted. Before human trials begin, Regulatory Affairs submits an application. In the United States, this is called an investigational new drug application. In India, this is called a clinical trial application. If approved, clinical trials begin. Phase 1 tests safety, Phase 2 tests efficacy, Phase 3 tests the drug in a large population. After successful trials, Regulatory Affairs prepares the marketing authorization dossier. This dossier contains quality data, non-clinical data, clinical data, labeling information, risk management plans. RA compiles, reviews, formats, and submits this entire package. If the authority approves, the drug enters the market. Regulatory Affairs also works closely with quality assurance, manufacturing, and research and development. They ensure compliance with global standards, good manufacturing practices, good laboratory practices, good clinical practices. Any change in manufacturing site, formulation, packaging, or labeling must be approved by regulatory authorities. RA handles these post-approval changes. Now let us talk about global regulatory affairs. Every country has different rules. The United States uses electronic CTD submissions. Europe has centralized procedures. India follows the CTD format. RA professionals manage country-specific submissions and global regulatory strategies. Here are some important terms every beginner must know. CTD, Common Technical Document, eCTD, Electronic Submission Format, CMC, Chemistry, Manufacturing and Controls, DMF, Drug Master File, Labeling, Package Insert and Patient Information Leaflet, Post-Marketing Surveillance, Monitoring drug safety after approval. To succeed in regulatory affairs, you need a strong understanding of regulations, attention to detail, scientific knowledge, documentation skills, and the ability to communicate with health authorities. RA is a combination of science, law, and strategy. It is not a laboratory job. It is a technical, regulatory, office-based role. Common entry-level roles include Regulatory Affairs Associate, Dossier Preparation Executive, CMC Documentation Specialist, Regulatory Publishing Associate. With experience, you can become Regulatory Manager, Global Regulatory Lead, or Head of Regulatory Strategy. RA professionals are in demand in pharmaceutical companies, biotech firms, medical device companies, contract research organizations, and contract manufacturing organizations. In India, freshers earn around 3 to 6 lakh per year. With experience, this can grow to 15 to 30 lakh or more. Globally, regulatory affairs is one of the highest paying non-laboratory careers in the pharmaceutical industry. In biologics and biosimilars, regulatory affairs becomes even more complex. You need detailed analytical characterization, comparability studies, immunogenicity data, and stability documentation. That is why regulatory affairs in biologics is a high-value specialization. Here is a simple comparison. Regulatory affairs handles approvals and submissions. Quality assurance handles compliance and GMP. Clinical research handles trial execution. Regulatory affairs connects all three. So why choose regulatory affairs? Because it offers global career opportunities, strategic work, high demand, and long-term stability. It is one of the most recession resistant careers in the pharmaceutical industry. Yet, here is the one line definition you should always remember. Regulatory affairs is the function that transforms scientific data into approved medicines by ensuring compliance with global health regulations.